June 16, the day that remains etched in the minds of many, that's when the cruel apartheid government showed its senseless brutality. But for the brave and determined class of 1976, nothing would deter them from standing for what they believed was right. Their action 47 years ago on June 16 would lead to their names remaining in the history books in the fight against the apartheid system. The 1976 uprising began in Soweto and spread countrywide. Many students joined the wave of the anti-apartheid struggle, and this changed the socio-political landscape of the country. On their way, the marching learners were met by heavily armed police who fired tear gas and later live ammunition, leading to the death of Hector Peterson and many others. The bone of contention was the introduction of Afrikaans as a medium of instruction at schools. Images of police brutality during a peaceful student demonstration led to an international revulsion against South Africa. Fast forward to 1994, when South Africa gained its democracy. For many, this meant freedom and change for the better. But for Thabo Makaleng, affectionately known as Marvelous for his cooking skills, the fruits of that democracy are hard to identify now. He lost his job 4 years ago, and after struggling to find a new one, he opened his own Chisanyama, moving from one place to the other. He says if there was assistance as promised from government, his business would have flourished. Makaleng says government makes too many promises but fails to assist small businesses at the grassroots level.
It's very difficult, especially when you don't have the sponsors, you don't have anyone who can boost your income, because everything depending on the same income that you make every day. So most of the time I'll say it's hand-to-mouth business.
He argues that without taking anything away from the sacrifices of the class of 76, but to date, there is nothing to celebrate.
Yeah, I think government is failing us, my brother, big time, 100%, because till to this day, I'm still struggling and trying on my own. I tried to get some funds, but I've been failing, so yeah, it's failing us big time.
Ulfa Malisa is a 24-year-old who works as a bartender and is also studying. Even though he's hopeful, he says his fear is to live the reality of graduates who are roaming the streets looking for work with no luck.
I mean, graduates are there doing internships. From the internships, all they do, bounce the internships, go back home, sitting, get an internship, get money again, sit home, nothing, jobless, right?
These sentiments are shared by other young people.
How many young people have graduated, having honors, masters and PhD included, and still have no jobs?
I think the government is it's failing the youth actually, because most of the youth is unemployed. They are home.
I'd say they are failing and also not failing them.
I think the government is really failing people.
One political analyst says that it's tough not to blame government for failing the youth.
It is difficult to imagine that young people will celebrate the Youth Month this year with jubilation when confronted by poverty, unemployment, and inequality. There is high unemployment in South Africa.
This year marks 47 years since young people took a stand against government that oppressed black people. But just like the class of 76, the youth today face another kind of oppression, the triple challenges of inequality, poverty and unemployment. Nhlanhla Khatlani, SABC News, Johannesburg.